In this video, we're going to do a quick start or a fast start run through to really do two things. One, show you the key things you need to get set up in Wishlist Member, and then to help you to kind of get your head around how Wishlist Member works. Because if you've never used it before, it can be a little bit to get your head around and know exactly how it works, because it is different than other scripts or plugins that you may have used before. So in this video, we really want to help you just to get your head around it, see kind of exactly how it works on a grand or a broad level, and then show you the key necessary things that you need to do in order to get up and running. So when we're talking about membership sites, there's three key components that membership site software has to have. So when you think about it, of course, every site that exists in the world is not a membership site. There's certain things that you have to do in order to make a website a membership site. And really what you're doing in a general sense is you're kind of creating this paywall, where on one side of the wall the user can't get access to anything, and then on the other side of the wall, after they've paid you, then they have access to certain content and things of that nature. And so you're creating this wall that they have to pay you essentially in order to get over. So what are those components? Well, the first component is member grouping. And member grouping is essentially creating groups on your site that people can join and that you can give that group access to certain content. Groups are really the bread and butter or the core of a membership site. Without member grouping, you really can't have a membership site, because it's what everything else is based on. It's kind of like the engine in a car. If you don't have an engine or some sort of device to make it go, it's not really a car. And so that's what member groups are. The second thing then is what's called content protection and access. So once you've created a group of people, or a group on your site that people can join, then you can give that group access to certain content on your site. So you create XYZ post on ABC topic, and then you say that your silver membership level or your silver membership group can have access to that post. So then anyone who joins that membership level will have access to that post. Then of course you can create a bunch of different membership levels and give them access to different sets of content, and then you can sell those membership levels. And so again, content protection and access is key in that. In one, protecting certain posts so that anybody who's not a member can't access it, and then also being able to select what member groups that you've created can access that particular content. And again, that's all based off member grouping, and then you have your content protection and access. The third thing is then member registration. So once you've created a group, you've given that group access to certain protected content, now you need a way to let people pay you to join that membership group. And of course you want it set up in an automated fashion so that you're not having to go in and manually create accounts. You want accounts created automatically. You also want it secure, so you ensure that someone is paid. There's a number of other requirements that you would have for that particular setup. But again, those are the three major components. So essentially what you do with a membership site is you create a group, you give that group access to certain content on your site, and then you get people to join that group. That really, in a nutshell, is a membership site. So now what we want to look at is, how does Wishlist Member fulfill that role? How do we answer each one of those three key components? And then what do you need to do in order to set up Wishlist Member in the quickest way possible so that you have all three key components covered and you can actually start adding members to your membership site? So as you can see, we're on the dashboard page here for Wishlist Member. The first thing that we're going to do is we're actually going to click through to the Membership Levels tab. And in Wishlist Member, our member groups, we call them membership levels. So whenever you think of member groups, just think of membership levels in Wishlist Member. And so you see we have a couple things going on here. One, at the top we have these groups that we've already created, these membership levels we already created. So this one's named Test Level, this one's named Test Level 2. And then you'll see down here we can add a new membership level. And we have a number of settings for when we create a new membership level. So of course we have the name, we have a admin registration URL, so you can look at your registration pages to see what they look like. This is typically not a URL you're going to want to pass around. We have our after login and after registration redirects, so when someone joins this membership level or logs in, they get redirected to these specific pages. We have some global access settings. If you want to have a membership level that can pretty much access everything, you can set that here. We have our length of subscription. This is primarily for trial subscriptions. So this is a permanent setting. So once someone is expired from a level, they're expired permanently. So again, that's usually for trial settings. For most membership levels, you're just going to set that to no expiration date. And then we have a bunch of advanced settings like our CAPTCHA, reCAPTCHA, our email, our admin approval, number of other miscellaneous settings. You can select what role someone gets added to, the level order to give certain membership levels a certain priority. You can have a member removed from a particular level when they join another level, and so on. So you have a number of settings here, but this is all simply about creating a group and then defining the settings or the configuration for that particular group and how it's going to work. You'll notice that this is a very advanced part of Wishlist Member with a lot of settings. And that's going to typically be true for any system you use, in that the member grouping aspect is going to be the most advanced and most developed, because again, that's the core, that's the key. You can't really do anything without a group, and the more flexible and the more you can customize and change that group for different scenarios, then the more you can implement certain strategies in your particular grouping strategy and your membership site strategy. All these different settings in here, these were all created because there's a certain strategy for building a membership site that these essentially cater to. And so again, when you're creating your strategy, these are all the settings that you're going to want to use, and this is the grouping aspect. So here's again where we create a group. So when the first thing that you need to do when you're using Wishlist Member is come in and create a group. In fact, when you install Wishlist Member and you start moving around the site, you're going to see a big red box across the top that says you haven't created any membership levels yet. Click here to create a membership level. The reason that is because that's the first thing that you need to do. So if you want to write it down, step one is create a membership level. That's your group. You can't do anything until you've done that. All right, now that you have a group, and we have two here, now we can move to content protection and access. And so we want to start to select what posts are going to be protected, and also what membership levels or member groups are going to have access to what posts. So we'll come over here to our post section, and you can see we have a couple posts here. Let's go into Hello World, and this is a regular WordPress post. You create your content here that people want to pay for, and down here at the bottom, then you're going to see this Wishlist Members section. And so you can see we have the two levels here. We have our content protection and we have our membership levels, which is the content access. And so again, it's very straightforward. Do you want to protect this content? Do you want this post to be protected? Because you do not have to protect every post. You may have a blog where you have a bunch of public-facing posts that can be publicly accessible, and then you only take certain parts of your site and have it protected, and when someone signs up for a membership level, that's what they get access to. So you don't have to protect every post, but if you want to protect a post, this is where you come and select and say that you do. So if you want to protect a post, of course you select yes, protect this content. Now, once that's selected and set, then anybody who's not a registered member of your site or not a member of the correct membership level to have access to this post won't be able to see it, and they're going to be redirected to the non-member error page in Wishlist Member. Next, we have our access settings, and this is where we set our content access. Now, if you were to set this, how we have it set here, where this is set to yes, and there's no membership levels selected, then nobody would have access to this particular content because you haven't told Wishlist Member what membership level or member group can access this content. The next thing that you need to do is tell Wishlist Member, well, I want the test level, membership level, to be able to have access to this particular post. So now it's protected, and now you've told wishlist member what membership level can access it. So when someone signs up for that membership level, be able to access this post. And if they're not signed up for that level, or they're not signed up to your site at all, they won't be able to see this particular post. And then there's some miscellaneous settings down here that we're not going to really talk about for now. So now once you've done this, we come up here and we hit update, and we scroll down, and you can see that now our settings have stuck. This post is protected, and this test level membership level is going to have access to it. So now we've created a group and protected this post, and we've given a certain group access to this content. So now when someone signs up for this group, they'll have access to this content. The final thing that we need to do is we need to get people to register. And so there's two ways that we can do this. One, we can do it using a free method. And the way that we would do that, there's a couple different ways. The recommended way would be, if you're going to do a free membership level, we come to the pages, and let's create a new page, and let's do test level registration. And so we're creating a registration page, a free registration page for our free level. And we're going to come down here, and you can see that we have all of these different merge codes that we can use down here. And so the one we're looking for is this registration code. So we can copy this, and we can come up here, and we're going to change this to the name of the membership level that we want to work with. And so it's test level. That's the one that we just gave access to our Hello World post, and that's the one we want to allow people to register for free. Again, keep in mind, this is only for free registrations. So I don't want to confuse that with paid registrations, which we'll get to in a minute. But you only have to create this page for free registrations, because by default wishlist member is set up to work with a paid registration system. So now we have this done, we can go ahead and publish this page. And now that it's published, we can go ahead and view this page. And now we have a page for our test level, membership level, that someone can register to, and we can simply link to it on our blog and tell people to register, and they can register for free using this page. This is the recommended way of creating a free membership level. Now we have our paid membership levels. And for paid membership levels, what you're going to do is you're going to integrate with a shopping cart. And when you use a shopping cart, then wishlist member will automatically generate this page for you, and it will protect it so only someone who has successfully made a payment will be able to even see that registration page. So the way that you do that is you're going to come over to wishlist member, you're going to go to the integration tab, and you're going to select a shopping cart that you want to work with, and then you're simply going to follow the set steps for integrating wishlist member with that shopping cart. And this will walk you step by step through that. And of course we have tutorial videos that will walk you through this as well. And so you set up this integration how it says, and what ultimately is going to happen is that you will, for example with PayPal, you create a PayPal button with certain information in it that lets it talk to wishlist member, and then you'll create a sales page, and on that sales page you'll have your PayPal button. Someone will click that PayPal button, they'll be taken to PayPal first, they'll make their payment in PayPal and do all that, and then when they are at the end of that process, they are of course transferred back to your site. And when they're transferred back to your site, what they'll be taken to is a auto-generated registration page that looks something like this. And again, this is auto-generated. You don't have to create it. Wishlist member already creates this one for you when it comes to paid membership levels. And when you integrate with the shopping cart and all the different membership levels, it'll automatically take care of all that. Really, all you have to do for paid membership levels is integrate it correctly with a shopping cart and take whatever button or link, whether if it's ClickBank or One Shopping Cart, they typically give you links. PayPal gives you a button. Take that link or button and put it on your sales page at the bottom for someone to click, and wishlist member will take care of all the other stuff after you've integrated it properly in the integration tab. So then your members will go through that payment process, and again they'll be sent to this auto-generated registration page, and they can then fill out this information to register. Their account will be created, and they will now have access to that membership level and the content that that membership level has access to. In this case, our Hello World post. So again, that brings us kind of full circle. We've created a membership level, we've given that level access to certain content, and now we've integrated with a shopping cart, and created a way for people to register for that particular membership level. And so that's how Wishlist Member works in a nutshell to fill those three key components. Now, of course, it gets a lot more in depth. There's a lot of settings that you can set, a lot of customizing that you can do, but ultimately it all comes down to simply fulfilling those three components. And so those are the three things that you need to do to get up and running with Wishlist Member. Again, 1, create a group. 2, give that group access to certain content. And 3, integrate with a shopping cart so that people can pay you to register for that group. And once you've done that, everything will be full circle. You'll kind of have that full loop where people can see your sales page, click the buy now button, get access to a membership level and the content in it. So that's the quick start, get you up and running. Hopefully you found that helpful, and I'll talk to you again soon.